Hey, good evening, everybody. Tonight I'm going to make a meatloaf, okay? And I am kind of pressed for time, so I'm using store-bought breadcrumbs. Oops. But if I do use store-bought, I always use the panko because they're way better. Okay, so for this, you're going to need a big pack of extra lean ground beef. This one's about 4 pounds. You're going to need 2 large eggs and about a cup of breadcrumbs. You'll see how it hangs together. For the seasonings, you're going to need salt, pepper. I'm using some dried mushrooms that I had left over, and I just crushed them up so they make up nice little pieces in the loaf. And I'm going to need some Worcestershire sauce, and I got some hot chili powder, and I got some beef gravy mix. Now I keep a bag of bulk, and you can buy packs of this. I did measure this, so it's the same as what you're going to use, which is a 1 ounce or 30 gram pack. So first thing to do is get the meat in the bowl. I think I forgot to mention the minced onion I'm going to be putting in, but the point of it is it's meatloaf, okay? So put in whatever you want. Generally, basically, just start with a big pack of meat, couple eggs, some breadcrumbs, and then whatever seasonings you like. Now, I always use a spoon at the beginning because when you add the eggs to the beef, for some reason, I don't know, there's an endothermic reaction, which means it just sucks the heat right out and your hands get frozen, and it's really painful, actually. So I kind of like to skip that step until it's nearly mixed. So first I put my dry seasonings on. So there goes the mushrooms, pepper, teaspoon of sea salt, quarter teaspoon of the chili powder, because the stuff I use is from India and this is hot. Beef gravy mix. Worcestershire always needs a shake before you put it in. For this, I put a tablespoon. I found that works pretty well with a big pack of meat. And the minced onion I just sprinkle over the top. I don't actually really measure it. I just sort of eyeball and cover it up because I like lots of onion in my meatloaf. If you don't, just skip it. So mix that up with a spoon a bit. Crack the eggs in. Once the egg is pretty much mixed in, yeah, you can actually feel how cold the bowl is on the outside. It's like it was in the freezer. But most of the chemical reaction is stopped. So now's the time when you have clean hands, just sprinkle about half the breadcrumbs in. Get in there with your hands because you want to make sure that all the seasonings are evenly distributed. As the breadcrumbs as well. So half of those go in. Put in the rest. Okay, that looks pretty well mixed up, and I'll just transfer it to the baking dish now. So I just take the loaf out of the bowl and kind of shape it with my hands in the dish. And this is going to cook covered at 350 for a few hours until it's cooked all the way through. And I mean, you know, this is kind of hit or miss. If you're in a rush for supper, sure, turn it up to 375. I would not put it at 400, it's going to burn. 325 is going to take way too long. So just kind of keep an eye on it. and stick a knife in it and see how the juices are doing. But I would do at least 350 for a couple hours at minimum. It's been in for a couple hours at 350, so I'll take the lid off and we'll see where we are here. Now, looking at this, I'm starting to get a feeling that they stickered the beef wrong at the store, because I know my beef pretty well and this doesn't look extra lean. I think it's just lean, and that might have been why I got the last package. But no matter, it's still going to come out good. What I will do is, it's looking a bit pale, and I'm not going to take the lid off because it will brown way too fast. I am going to get a spoon. And if I can get any of the grease, I'm just going to baste it a little bit, just to keep it from drying out. I think it might nearly be cooked now. But I was planning to eat a little later anyways, so I think I'm going to turn the heat down to 325 and let it go covered for another hour. I mean, that's one thing I just love about Meatloaf. If your dinner plans change or you have guests that are delayed, you can just play with the heat, and as long as you keep it covered and basted, it stays under control and you haven't got any problem with it. It's out of the oven now. It was in at 300 for an hour or so more. It should be cooked. Oh yeah, that looking just nice. Okay, so here's the test. Give it a slice. Yeah. Okay, so as you can see, that's cooked all the way through. Oh, the mushrooms have hydrated, and so have the onions, which is always nice to see. So there's my meatloaf. Hope you try it. Hope you like it. Thanks for watching.